life is too short. I'll tell you how I ended up moving here. I was sitting right here with Julie Pilkington. A lot of people will know her through my videos as well, but she also lives here, right? So when I was here on my long service leave, Julie was like, I've retired here. And I said, that's what I want to do. And she said, when will that be? And I went 9 years. I went, fucking 9 years? I said, I'm not waiting 9 years. So I literally went back to my room, called my kids and said, I'm going to move to Bali. They went, go for it, Mum. It's always what I wanted to do.
Hello all over the world. My name is Renee and I love to talk. Boy, do I love to talk. So here we go, from one very authentic person to another. Somebody that connects the Balinese people on a Facebook page to the guests, to the tourists. She connects them in so many ways more than just providing services, which you will find out during the interview. I couldn't find anybody more authentic with no ego than this person here. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Michelle Brand in Bali. I want to take you back to Australia, and I just want to ask you, what was your life like in Australia, and when did you have you always had a kind of a love affair with Bali?
Well, my first time to Bali, I was 16. So in 1981, I came here with my neighbours. There were 2 boys and 3 girls. That was my first trip back in 1981. I ended up in hospital. Not a good experience. And then, I just came over here regularly from then. So by the time I moved here in 22, I'd probably been here about 60 times. So I knew what I was up for.
How many, 16 or 60? How many times?
60.
When did you live here? When did you start full-time living here?
November 22 is when I officially moved here. But in the April, after COVID, when the Perth borders opened, I came over on long service leave. And that's when I decided that I'm going to fast forward my move here and retire, and over I came.
Did you have a family life at home, like working, partner?
No partner. My 2 kids, or adult kids. My son was living with me at the time with his girlfriend. So I kind of went back and said, guess what, you've got to move out because I'm putting the house up for rent. So
you leaving?
No, it all worked out well because my daughter went to Melbourne. So my son and his girlfriend moved into my daughter's place, and her and her boyfriend went to Melbourne for 2 years. So, everything fell into place, which just never happens for me. So, it was definitely a meant-to-be moment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you came here at some stage, and did you become admin, or you got more involved in the Bali community?
I became, in 2016, I became a moderator on Bali Bogans. Then I went to admin.
That was well before you moved here.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, on Bali Bogans is where my name kind of got out there because I was posting on there a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then, 2020, I started my own group. And
it took off?
It took off and just, plummeted me, and here I am. I don't know how I got here, but here I am. I'm just a normal person.
Yeah, I can see why you've had a connection with people.
Yeah.
I think you're so measured in everything that you do. And I don't mean measured as you hold back on things. I mean that one of the things that I really like you for is the fact that you let everybody have their say.
And that's something that I've learned over the years as an admin, like just to see both sides, look outside the box.
Yeah.
We all learned at some stage. We don't know what we don't know. People don't know half the stuff that I do behind the scenes, like I get 40, 50 private messages a day. And that can be questions, that can be helping someone with money. For instance, there was, this was about 18 months ago, brother hadn't made the flight to Perth. It's never on Facebook, this one. So his sister rang me, and I ended up going to the hotel where he was because apparently they had said that he'd checked out. So I thought, maybe he had the driver from that particular hotel. So I went there, and he had passed away. So, and the family didn't know. So I had to call back his sister. She was waiting for my phone call. And anyway, so that's just little things that, I don't put all that out there. Yeah, that was pretty awful because I didn't know this lady. And, the embassy hadn't contacted her or anything, so I had to tell her. But, Yeah, and then I think probably my favourite story is Vinny. I don't know if you saw him.
I think that's the one that I thought that you were talking about.
Yes.
The gentleman, somebody put him up and said, does anybody know this man? Nobody knows him.
Yeah, Vinny, the alcoholic. My gosh, I learnt so much on that little journey. We're still in contact. He's doing good, by the way. He's been dry for about a month now. So yeah, still in contact with him and his family, and they're just going to be lifelong friends, you know. Like, he's my favourite story. No, he's doing good, and yeah.
On the scale of things where your stories go, the funniest story you've had?
The funniest, there was there was a lady that messaged me quite distraught. Her and her husband were having, jiggy jig on the bed, and the housekeeping came and and sprung them, and I don't know what she wanted me to do about it, but she wasn't happy, and she goes, they didn't even knock, and I said, well, they probably did knock, you just didn't hear them.
I hear you knocking.
Yeah, she said like legs are in the air, and anyway. But,
so she contacted you to say what?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what she wanted me to do.
Do you think this is right that they should knock on the door?
Yeah, I don't know why she contacted me, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is funny.
That was a funny one.
Also noticed that you've got a really good admin team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Could not do it without my admin team. So Janetta and Eric, they joined me maybe 2 months after I started the group. So I just did it myself to start with. And then I've known Janetta and Eric for quite a while, like through Bali Bogans, and I've met them here before. So yeah, they helped me. And then I put on Kristen. She used to be a moderator on Bali Bogans. So I already knew her. And then Jade and Ames came on board, and couldn't do it without them.
Yeah.
They're just...
So you got quite a team
amazing.
now.
Oh, yeah. And we don't need any more, by the way. People always ask me.
Oh, yeah, I know. I can imagine. I'm not asking for one because I actually know what's
people
involved.
Message me and it's like, do you want another admin? No, thank you.
Yeah, but that's right. Yeah,
but I've also got probably hundreds of moderators of people that report comments and
that's right. Are they actually moderators?
They're not
or
actually
they're just
moderators. They're like a silent little moderators. I've got heaps of people that help, and
what is it about you that you think that people just started watching your videos?
What is it about me? I don't know. The amount of people that come up and say that they feel like they know me. Yeah. They'll come up and they'll say, oh, you don't know me, but I feel like I know you. I mean, that just makes my day, If I can come across as just me, which is what I hope I do. I don't try and be anyone else. I'm myself. I swear, I trip over in the videos, and I sort of, whatever, what you see is what you get,
Faulty towels.
Yeah, but I do, I struggle with the haters and the trolls.
Do you?
Not as much as I used to. But yeah, I do. I struggle with that. Days, that I'd spend in my room just crying. But I don't do that anymore. No.
Is it just something you've learnt? You've just hardened to it, and you realise that those people. I mean, God, we're an interesting breed, aren't we?
Yeah, and then let them. Friend Tracy, she's here at the moment. She I'd never heard about that. And so, now it's just let them.
That's, let them, Mel Robbins, let
them. That's it.
Yeah, it's Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
So, Mel Robbins, if you ever want to go and watch Mel Robbins, ladies, anybody over the age of 40,
jump on her page.
Get on to old Mel Robbins.
Tigger, what are you doing up here?
Is this your cat? Hello.
I can hear my voice. Oh, my goodness.
Hello, over here.
She's so naughty. Come here. That's Tigger.
Come up here. Mum's up here.
I don't know where she is.
Working slowly, working her way around. Gorgeous.
So where were we?
The haters, the
we're
trolls.
Talking about the haters.
Yeah, and how it's upset.
Yeah.
But
so,
now you don't do it. Now,
every now and then,
working its way out.
Get to me. Every now and then, it'll get to me, but also that there's been people that haven't liked me, and but we're now friends. That they've got to know me, they've met me, and they're like, oh, you're actually not that bad after all. They're like, I heard this, I heard that. No, I can see that's not true now,
Yeah. But I think we've got to get rid of that. I heard this, I heard that.
I know, right? Ask me direct. If I know something, I'll tell you,
Well, maybe not even ask. Just think that there's always 2-3 sides to a story.
Well,
and,
correct.
So don't even have to ask it. I just think, no, come on. We're too old for that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just get on with it and live your best life, and you certainly are.
Yeah,
And,
I am.
And you
yes.
are. What does a day start out with you like? You're staying here at the hotel. It's good fun here. Is it the manager that's over there joining people together? Oh my God, he's a crack up.
Yeah, man, he's amazing.
Yeah, he really is.
Great.
I mean, anyone that would get a manager like that would just be having a great hotel, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your day like?
First thing I do in the morning is, well, besides have my shower, is come up here to Benito and I have my ginger tea. And I sit there in my little corner on my phone and I answer like all the messages and I go through, you know, my group and notifications, all my notifications. Sometimes I can be in there for 2 hours, you know, like just sit in my corner and, you know, the girls, sometimes I'm that engrossed in what I'm doing that I don't even see the girls put down my cup of tea, you know, like I'm just, and then other times people will be like, hey, Michelle, and I'm like, hey, you know, and that's fine. But other times I'm so engrossed that I don't even see people. So,
Yeah. And so what do you get out of that? Like financially, does that allow you to live over here because you've started a
so financially out of my group I get nothing.
No.
That's so so I've got Michelle Brown and Patu Johnny Tours.
Yeah.
So I mean that's last month was a pretty crappy month. But you know, I guess that's just a bit of pocket money.
Was
on
that the
side.
weather?
I'm not gonna Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm never going to get rich out of it, I can assure you. But, you know, the drivers are happy, Patu's happy, and that's all that matters.
And you're happy.
And I'm happy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so you probably do a lot more in the Balinese community. I've seen a couple of things that we don't know about either.
Yeah, well, my friend Lulu from Rosemary's, we're going to go to a ceremony once a month, like to different ones.
Yeah.
But the other ones is Let's Help Bali. I've been out with them. They're amazing. Amanda started that up during COVID. And she thought it was only going to be for a couple of months and then it was a couple of years and they're still going. So I have been to things with them, but that's, I don't just go out into a community and, so I go with it like Amanda.
Yeah. So what do you think's next for you here in Bali? Just keep doing what you're doing, keep loving life?
Just going to keep loving life. And someone said, you're always so busy. And I said, you know what, I'm as busy as I want to be. Like if I want to go out and do 3 or 4 videos, I do. If I want to lay by the pool for 3 days, I do that as well. Yeah.
So you balance it out nicely.
And if you could, my room, I've got all these sticky notes about hotels and I'm going to do a dollar drop here or...
what is the dollar drop? Can you tell me what the dollar drop is?
I started them during, just after COVID. So people send me money.
Yeah.
And then I go withdraw it and then I go give it to the recipient, like their friend or family or whatever, and I just kind of rock up and hand them the money. I've had one lady like drop to her knees crying, and that gives me a lot of gratification.
So when you say that people send you money and you give it to the recipient, is it somebody that you know that needs the money, or they want it given to a certain
so they'll go.
people?
Like yesterday, I did one at a spa. So this woman, $200. One was for one lady who's having a baby, and the other 100 was to divide between the staff.
Yeah.
So
that's beautiful,
things like that is just
Yeah.
But
so that's a dollar drop. I haven't quite caught up on that one.
Yeah, I don't know how I came up with dollar drop.
I don't know. So you get up, you go have your ginger tea, you have your 2 hours, and then you start going through your sticky notes.
I do. I've done that, need to do that. My calendar is just full of, I've got to do this that day, someone's arriving this day, that's when they leave.
How do you decide who your friends are after a while? Like, because probably just about everybody wants to befriend you, and you can only, let's face it, we can only have so many real good friends in a life.
You click with who you click with.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you don't, and that's fine. And, people will come up and say, oh, you don't remember now? I go, oh, sorry, no. And then they'll go, oh, you don't remember? I go, yeah, I do, I don't remember names.
You did write one thing that's saying one of the things that you wished you'd had was memory, so you could remember everybody's name. Yeah. So you go through your sticky notes, and then you decide you head out to a hotel.
Yep.
Do you usually just go by yourself? Take a friend?
Sometimes I take Jane. Jane doesn't like to be in the limelight though, so she'll hover behind, and then sometimes she's in the reflection. She's like, I'm not coming anymore.
We'll have to start calling her Reflection Jane.
Sometimes, but if she's on there, I'll put hashtag Spotto Jane. So
Jane, you need to start a channel yourself called Reflections. And just have your reflection. Sometimes I'll go by myself. Hotels I'll generally just rock up at. Have you? Do they know you're coming?
No, I just wander in and I go, oh, can I do promotion for YouTube? And they go, oh, yeah. There's been probably 2 hotels that I can think of off the top of my head that wouldn't let us do a video.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, they're really good, and I'll go, you know, have you got any rooms to look at? And sometimes, like, the video might only go for 5 or 10 minutes, but I could be there for like half an hour.
Yeah.
Because I got to wait.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, so I go do that, and then I might come back here and just chill by the pool, have a massage.
And do you think that, do you actually have Balinese people that recognise you and know you as much as tourists? Or
yeah, and that's really a special moment is when a local, like, even drives past and stops and it's like, hey, Michelle, you know, like, that's I love that.
Yeah,
that's really,
I could imagine that. I've been watching a little bit since I came here, and it's come across my Instagram. Uncle Chan.
Uncle Chan. Yeah. He's good.
He's good, isn't he? And he's got the big one, the boom bloody camera. I love that view.
And he's been just like walking around like that.
Yeah, he is good. Yeah, and that's the differences, eh? And he really goes hard, and he knows what he's doing, and he's, you know, he's got all his titles up, and I'm watching him versus you. And no matter what social media says, do this, don't do this, edit this way. It comes down to who you are. It comes down to the personality and whether people just gel with you.
Yeah.
And that is where you stand with people. You gel with people. You're everybody's sister, everybody's mother, everybody's girlfriend or wife. You just got that, you know. You've got the best of everybody in you.
What you see with me is what you get.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just drum that into people enough. And when my name started getting out there, my daughter said to me, and my son, just stay humble, Mum. Just stay humble.
Yeah.
And I believe I've done that.
Yeah.
I do believe I've done that.
Good kids will say that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got good kids.
Yeah,
Right.
and someone else asked me, like, was I always someone that helped? And I said, you know, like, when my kids were in primary school, I used to say to them, when I dropped them off at school, I'd say, you have to do one good deed a day. So they'd get in the car and Tom would say, I opened the door for Miss Scott today, or, you know, I played with such and such today because no one was playing with her, you know, like, so they had to do one good deed a day. So I guess, I've always been that.
It's not hard, is it?
And,
like that simple little sentence, you know, that you ask them to say.
And as I said, there's hundreds of me out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle, I just think you've got a fantastic life. You're a fantastic person. I'm sure I know you're a great friend to your friends. You've got a great admin team. I like the fact that we can get on the page without having to fear what somebody's going to say to us and it turns us away.
Yeah.
And we can get the question answered. I know how to search. That's all right. I don't mind people that don't know how to search.
Exactly.
That's all right with me. I don't give a toss. I'll go and answer their questions.
Yeah, you know, we do get shitty people on there, but, you know, with
I think they learn.
Admin team.
I think they learn quickly anyway, don't they? Oh, wrong page.
But sometimes they just don't realise, you know, that, you know, what you write just doesn't have expression. You know, like text, whatever, no expression. So, yeah, they just don't realise that how blunt it comes across sometimes, you know.
It can rip apart marriages, friendships.
Yeah.
You can't,
just
you
put
know.
a little smiley emoji. But in their head, they're writing and they go, anyone know where I can get a bottle of water?
Yeah.
You know, and they're saying it nice in their head.
Yeah.
But, anyone know where I can get this? Anyone know where I can get that?
Well, there's anything you'd like to change on the page that you think, no, everything's exactly where you want it.
Yeah, and even, you know, I learn things every day. You know, I fuck up. There we go, I swear. I fuck up. Admin team fuck up. Like, but we learn from it, you know. Like, something happened. I won't go into it the other day, but I fucked up, you know.
Michelle fucked up. Did you hear that? Michelle fucked up.
But, you know, we learn. Always said to my kids, learn from it and move on. If you can't learn from it, you can't move on. Learn from it, move on. So
learn that early, folks. Learn that early. Did you ever, like, how do you even envision this? You don't, eh?
This is what I do every time someone asks me. I'm like, I don't know how I got here. Would I change anything? No.
Not special, she says.
No, not special. I'm just me. I'm a normal person. I have been through a lot of shit in my life to get where I am today.
Yeah.
And, you know, if people out there want to go through all that and be where I am today, then knock yourself out, you know. But I didn't just rock up here one day and it happened. I have
No.
been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
which a lot of people know about, but, you know, others don't. So,
I don't. Well, is there anything that you'd like to say to a woman over those ages that, you know, like about if they want to start new life, about their fears?
I'll tell you how I ended up moving here. I was sitting right here with Julie Pilkington. A lot of people will know her through my videos as well, but she also lives here, right? So when I was here on my long service leave, Julie was like, oh, you know, I've retired here. And I said, that's what I want to do. And she said, when will that be? And I went 9 years. I went, fucking 9 years? I said, I'm not waiting 9 years. So I literally went back to my room, called my kids and said, I'm going to move to Bali. They went, go for it, Mum. It's always what I wanted to do. And that's how I ended up here. So I made it happen. I just made it happen. And as I said before, everything fell into place and that never happens for me. So I just knew that it was the right thing and you can do it. You just have to.
When it comes to living here, are you going out every are you getting a 3-month visa or no? You've got have you got a retirement visa now or something?
No. I've got a working visa.
Yeah.
Which is my tour company.
And
but that doesn't mean I can drive for my tour company. It means that I market the business.
Yeah.
Through my group. So,
and do you renew that yearly?
Yeah, every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a way, people. There's always a way.
There's always a way.
Yeah.
And like, ask me anything. I've got nothing to hide. People can ask me anything. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm open about my visa, like how I got here, my life, like,
Yeah. Well, I want to
story.
thank you so much for having me. You're fun. You've got a personality, and you've got a bloody heart of gold.
Oh, thank
you really have. You're true Aussie, really. True Aussie and Bali.
Oh, thank you.
A real heart of gold.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Michelle.
You're very
welcome. Really appreciate it.
You can do what you want to do. Anyone can do it. Life is too